All right, guys. CLEM at the bottom left side of the map. It's the Wardi Mondays quarterfinals. I think it's the quarterfinals, round of 8. Showtime in the top right side. Showtime, you know, recently departing Big Esports after like friggin' what, a decade with that team? Something crazy long. I believe he's teamless at the moment, which is kind of crazy as his probe does sneak underneath those tentacles. Man, that's still one of the creepiest graphics. I love the graphic they did for these, by the way. Was that already an existing graphic they just reused? Or did they like combine graphics, I guess? So cool, man. Probably some campaign stuff. Probe's going to come in. So Showtime, one of the best defensive Protoss players over the years. But he's struggled to really compete with the very top of the top over the last four years, I would say, right? Because, I mean, before that, like, if you look at 2018 to maybe 2020, 2021, Showtime was always a contender to go very, very far. And whilst, you know, it has been since, I don't know if he's won a tournament since 2016, like a big champ, like a big LAN championship, but he'd still be making it to finals, and you know, he'd be occasionally destroying guys like Dark and Maru at LAN. It's been a long time since he's taken a big scalp in a big tournament. This is a smaller online tournament, of course, a weekly cup, but it's still a chance for him. It's the Wardi Mondays number 29. CLEM has been a bit more defensive of late, and he's going 1 Rax expand. He plays a bit different against non-Max Packs players than he does against everyone else. Showtime, no sentry for him. I do wonder, do you think he goes sentry next? I wouldn't be too surprised. On the other hand, his gas count doesn't look great. If he builds a sentry next, his tech's going to be crazy late. I think he's got to go Twilight Council. Oh, he does! He goes sentry! Okay. All right, guys, so check it out. So Showtime's going to show... This is the sort of stuff that does not normally work at pro level, but it's so good at low level. For average Joes, chronoing probes, making sentry, using it to scout, like, this is a pretty good way to play. As Twilight Council goes up, it's kind of delayed. His blink's not going to be that early, but he's going to see exactly what's coming and be ready for it. This is like, am I going to have the fastest blink? No. Am I going to have aggressive options? No. Am I going to have a good economy and be able to see everything you're doing? 100% yes. And that's actually... That sentry's out pretty quick. Damn, that sentry got out faster than I expected. Its build time's not bad. Showtime had some really good top 4s, but first place was 2016 WCS Spring. Yeah, he played Nurture in the finals. They had Core Hole Carnage knockout in the map pool. It was an American tournament, I believe, in Austin or something like that. Can't quite remember. Spring, WCS Spring 2016. I know I wasn't at the tournament. Quite sure for that one. Pig saying other people have good memories and not him. Well, I mean, I remember it because he's one of me boys. One of me boys! He's teaching me a lot of Protoss stuff at the time. I leveled up when I was initially playing Protoss in 2016 incredibly quickly. I became very strong with Protoss very fast, back when the Mothership core was in the game. It was thanks to guys like Showtime and Neeb explaining all their builds and all the little habits of how to be a good Protoss player. I'd constantly pester them on Discord. And nice enough to answer a lot of my questions. It's an early drop coming in, but he knows where it's coming from. I love the way the hallucination keeps flying in and out. It's about to run out of time anyway. You can see he's trying to intercept it. When you don't have blink early, you got to use that vision to your advantage. And look at this screen of stalkers. Look at that. Screen of stalkers coming up. Gets a few hits on the medevac. And Showtime is like, nah, no easy way through here, mate. Any hole is a goal for that medevac, but it's not going to find its way in. 3-gate blink. Prism coming out. We do expect a third base soon as this probe moves forward. Medevac's still vying around, looking for an angle. And a Liberator came out behind it, and now tank production. Wow, okay. He was looking to be pretty aggressive, but Liberator's going to go around to the top left. Stalkers now trying to cascade forward. 3 Stalkers on the left, 5 Stalkers and a sentry on the right. Oh, Blink's ready. Gets it. Wouldn't mind not even able to unload as it was kind of over that little dead space area by the looks of it. Is screen the group noun for Stalkers? No. It was a screen in that they were spread out in a big line that was kind of screening and blocking CLEM from moving his medevac in. Wow, those 2 Stalkers barely survive there. Good start for Showtime. Slightly delays blink, but oh, dude. And CLEM wants to move out. He cannot move into this. Dude, Showtime could even potentially dive on the tanks and kill them, but I think it would be a bad move. Liberator's going to cause him problems. Oh, is it? He's already got 2 Stalkers. How many Stalkers has he got on this map? 13. Those Stalkers get a bit of damage on the lib. Clem's so quick with his pullback, though. And these Stalkers going to get ready to blink in the main. Prism's a bit far out of position. Hallucination will see that army. Stim's going to be an easy pick-off here. Whoa, what are we doing? Showtime, why so cautious? Showtime and missed aggressive opportunities. Name a more iconic duo. He's thinking of going for the front, but the tanks are now sieged. He does get one. Oh, kind of costly. And he loses the Prism. Oh, no. If he went in the main, there was nothing there. Like, yes, there's a tank now, but it just sieged up. Unfortunate. Showtime had mad control over this game, but he was a bit too slow. Always, remember, a lot of players always prioritize aggression and micro over anything else in StarCraft. Showtime's the opposite. Showtime always prioritizes macro, spending his money, building pylons. So he sometimes misses these little aggressive windows that other players get. On the other hand, still up 6 workers. Good gateway count, charges on the way. Same way we kind of look at Hero making dumb defensive errors all the time. We go, why do you do this? But then you see him get these wins no one else would find. Showtime's the opposite of that. Showtime might miss a kill opportunity, but God, his macro is going to be clean. So it's you know, every player has their different flavor in StarCraft, and everyone has a bit different strengths and weaknesses. 5 more gateways coming in. Charge, Robo Bay as well. Ooh, a couple Marines getting picked off. Oh, this is costly. Stim finally comes in. Showtime should only lose 1 Stalker, I think. Oh, he loses 2. 3. Where's the blink? Oh, a few more Stalkers than needed to go down there, I think. 4th Nexus does start on the right side of the map. Doesn't have a Colossus on the front just yet, but with charge here, CLEM has to be cautious. 3rd command center's almost finished. Showtime normally a higher economy Protoss than a lot of guys, but you can see he's paused on 58 right now as he goes double Forge Colossus. No extended thermal lance just yet. Will need to get on that upgrade sooner rather than later, but you can tell he's a bit starved for money. And as he chronos this Colossus, he starts extended. And now, as the Colossus finishes, he hits 300 minerals. And we're going to queue another Colossus. He is missing production time right now. Rare macro error as he tries to figure out where the enemy army is. Observer sees it, immediately dies, and he does start that second Colossus up. 4th Nexus is ready. 61 probes for Protoss. More Zealots coming in. Makes a sentry as well. CLEM has got the army supply advantage, but his 3rd command center's only just landed. Of course, with the worker transfer, it's instantly saturated, and I think equal workers feels pretty good as the Terran, but that's a lot of Zealots. I think Showtime probably could have jumped on that army, but the fact that he backed away has given CLEM the confidence to now move forward. You could tell at first CLEM was thinking about picking up and just running. And then he's like, oh wait, you're running away from me? Maybe I can fight this. I actually think Showtime could have cleared that army. Catching him unsieged, unburrowed in the Widow Mines, I think it would have been a good start to the fight, but understandably, Showtime says, well, I don't know what his army looks like. You might. You're a caster. You see everything. I don't see it. I'm not one to take stupid risks. I've seen players lose to blinking at the opponent's army many times. I am not that guy. I don't ever plan on becoming that guy. And I'd say, you know what, Showtime, that's fair enough. I would say I get more frustrated watching people throw games by blinking their guys into Marauders, tanks, and Widow Mines than I do watching someone maybe miss an opportunity and secure the future position. 69 probes for Showtime. He's a big fan of going mass gateway, but I would like to see him go up to 75 workers or so. Ooh, a couple Stalkers blasted. 1 goes down. 1 of them did blink back. Dark Shrine comes in. 1-1 upgrades are almost done. He does not want to fight till 1-1's ready. I think he might push. Guys, is he actually going to push? That command center is awkwardly placed. There's nowhere to stutter step. I do not like CLEM's army setup right now, guys. Oh, God. He's got nowhere to go. Yeah, he kind of has to. I mean, he's got to split his army. He has to split his army. He should have some units down here as well. That command center is really bad for CLEM. Because it might look like it protects the tanks, but where's his bio going to stutter step away from the Zealots and Colossus? There's nowhere to run. Very, very frantic. 2-2 does go down. 2 more gateways on the way. Dark Shrine as well as Showtime goes for the 5th base in the bottom right side. Showtime happy to sit on 69 workers. Looks like he's part of the school of Zaun. Zaun's school of thought is mass army off 69 workers and then go effing kill him. It doesn't matter how much ahead Terran's been on economy or Steck and Starports and 8 barracks and all these fancy things. He's not. He just doesn't think it matters. If he has enough army to kill him, it's probably right. Tanks are moving forward to try and secure this base, but not keeping track of the Protoss army. Clem's got to be careful. He sees him. He's got to get the rest of his army up here. It's not in position right now, but it's not a serious push for Showtime. Showtime's just looking around. Rest of the army, a lot of it's still down in the south. He's expecting something to hit there. Triple Dark Templar drop. He scans the north, does Clem. He's only got a turret here, nothing else. Uh-oh. Oh, Dark Templar in the main. Speed Prism looking slick right now. EMP. He tries to EMP the Dark Templar. Showtime picks it up and drops it. Kills the turret as well. Wow, 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 wow. Very slick. But turret there does clean up the Dark Templar. Warp Prism escapes on, I think, 1 life. Extra scan in the main as well. Yeah, 1 life Warp Prism. Colossus will pick off a couple of SCVs here. Don't want to sit in tank Viking range for long, though. As I said, 69, 70 probes, mass gateway. So Zaun will commit to the timing attack. That's the difference, is Zaun would just go. Whereas Showtime is going to sit there and just make 1 billion gateways. And he's going to look for when the fight happens to remax. Problem that Stats and Showtime both have had recently with this style is the very top Terrans like Clem and Maru are quite good when it comes to just not taking a bad fight. And then if you don't get that big decisive fight where your production overwhelms, you can end up in a really bad spot. And there's not many Stalkers here. This is a Colossus. Doesn't really get rid of any Vikings. It's a good fight for Terran. Stargate does go down. Now, Stargate I love, guys, because Mothership's fantastic. Also, Tempest, really good for picking at your opponent. But you do need Psystorm to play that style. So I do expect the Templar Archives for Showtime any moment now. But his gas count's still a little low. 2 more gases here. So he's just now going 6 gas. Wow, really? Seems a little late. Already, I mean... Yeah. The Stargate's way too early. He should not have built a Stargate. He can't afford to use it. Disruptor shot only ends up landing on 1 Marine. Clem's dodges are good. Stalkers get a Viking. Marines keep running forward. Gotta be careful, though. His gases aren't mining. Showtime is transitioning way too slow. He's not going to late game. +3 armor finally starts. He chronos it. He's only on... He's gone a few more probes. He's adding cannons everywhere because he doesn't want to get distracted by, like, libs or anything. He's got Prism there, Dark Templar there, Observer there. Disruptor he's leaving with his army out in the open. He's only got 1 Robo, no Templar Archive, 16 gateways. I do not believe in this style. Second Robo comes in. I think Showtime's taking too long. He's not getting damage done right now. And if you're not getting damage, you really need to be buying time for a next step. But there's no extra gases. No Templar Archives, and the Stargate's idling because he doesn't have the gas to build a fleet beacon yet. Well, I mean, he does now, but he didn't immediately. It's giving Clem a lot of time to build command centers and lib range. Don't get me wrong, if you land the balls, you can still win. I don't know if that's in your control as the Protoss player, though. I feel like you kind of need to wait for Clem to leave an opening. I think Clem's too keen on giving you that chance. Let's take out the Colossus. He's going to sacrifice a couple Vikings, maybe. Loses 1 Viking. Almost gets a Colossus, not quite. That Warp Prism somehow surviving on 1 hit point this whole time. Oh, nice force fields, trapping a few units. I can't believe Clem's choosing to attack here. Clem right now, dude, who gave this kid rabies? He's playing psychotically aggressive right now. Trying to push up this ramp is crazy. What in the... Okay, I guess he wants to trade out supply for libs. I think it's kind of almost like a purposeful throwaway. Good pullback there. Nicely done. There are still 2 tanks, guys. 1 down the bottom, 1 up the top. Full command center wall off. Really nice. 2 Widow Mines and the command center, the siege tank. Second Stargate fleet beacon goes down. Still no storm for Showtime. Showtime, not a believer in Psystorm. 18 gateways are up. He's got map control. He's got minerals. He definitely needs to take a few more gases at this point. There's a point when the game stalls out like this where those gases are important. He does... Oh, he gets them in the bottom right. Okay, good job, good job. No storm, though. I don't know, man. Feels like an oversight. Dark Templar does go down. And it gets itself a Marauder, or a Marine, actually. Colossus picking up a few SCVs. Good job. I like that harassment. This doesn't really cost you anything. Air weapons and plasma shields both starting. 3-3 on the ground is done. Zealots try to attack the south. Widowmine Planetary plus repair says, nah, get out of here. Terran's got 3-3 on the way, and remember, he can always make building armor, as well as the high-sec auto-tracking after that. Main army comes down. He will bust the Planetary. That's worth it. You know, when your opponent invests in a wall-off like that, they expect the area to be a no-go zone, but Showtime, he realized the rule there. When your opponent builds a wall like that, they assume you're not really going to test it. But he tested the walls, finds a bit of a weakness in the foundations. It's not a good cost-for-cost trade, but if he can click on this command center, that's a free kill right now. Now he's going to move in. Easy click, easy click, easy click. Gets another cancel. Tempests are coming out. It's going to give him the ability to force Clem out of his shell. Clem's been just tortoising it, right? He's just sitting in his shell. Showtime's going to get a few Tempests. Finally, Templar Archives does go down. Still not a lot of gas bank to work with. Building a lot of cannons everywhere. I think if you can get cannon battery through the middle of the map, out here, you can kind of siege him to death. I think if you get a central area with cannon battery, and you have like High Templar, Colossus, Disruptor, Tempest, it just becomes almost impossible. So the fact that Clem's given him map control for this long, I would love to see Showtime actually come and build pylons and cannons everywhere. Sounds silly, but I actually think that's the best way to close Clem out of this game. It's the best way to punish Clem for sitting in his corner this long. But Clem's coming out! Clem's coming out! Clem's like, haha, you let me out of the cage! He's ready to fight. Libs, one does get focused. Vikings going after the Colossus. Crazy chase, but I think it's a good idea. A couple of Marauders and one Ghost go down. Stalker's trying to deal with the Vikings. Colossus trying to pull away. Showtime's in trouble right now. Oh! Clem chasing after him, though. Will he overstim his army? Might not matter. Those Colossus, two of them have gone down. Third one escapes in the yellow hit points. Showtime has to give up the top left side of the map. Storm has not started, but he's got Tempest arriving. He's going to rebuild those Colossus. Deciding that having more Colossus will be good. 3-3-1 upgrades, +1 air weapons on the attack for the Protoss. +3 ship weapons coming in for Clem. No building armor or high-sec auto-tracking just yet. Clem's got money. If he can get this 6th base in the top left, he's actually looking probably even richer than Showtime, especially when you account for his gas. But is he ready for this? Nuh-uh. Showtime immediately re-engaging. We just saw triple drop and 2 libs go across the map. Clem's going to try and split push, and that means he can't bully this army. But remember, guys, Clem's natural state is being in his opponent's face. He needs to build Vikings right now. He's got 3 starports. Tempests don't do that much damage. It's stressful when you hear them hitting you. You see them hitting you like that. It's not a lot of damage. Drop goes down the bottom right. Dark Templar see it. Dark Templar see it. The cannons. Remember, he built a lot of cannons here earlier. That's really going to help Showtime now as he goes for some Storm. He's also going for the kinetic redirection or whatever the hell it's called. Basically, he's going for the building damage upgrade for the Tempests. Command Center goes down for Showtime. Libs sieging all over the shop. The buyer's going to get rid of this base. Showtime's corner's being denied, but I think it's important that Showtime denied the top left. He just needs to at least get this next base on the gold up. Got a big mineral bank, no gas bank. Nice revelation. Once the Tempests get Tectonic, destabilizes. That's the upgrade. They'll do 80. They'll do 80 damage a shot versus buildings. At the moment, they do 40. Disruptors land a few decent balls. It's 40 flat damage for the Tempest. It does like 67 versus massive. 40 plus 40 versus structures. With the extra attack upgrades... Oh, no, he gets jumped on. But High Templar come forward. Good Storm to cover. As long as you keep those High Templars spread out, you can be good. They're pretty clumped right now, though. And Showtime doesn't have any reserve Templar. One of the most important things in this matchup is usually to leave reserve Templar scattered around the map. Just 1 or 2 off to the side. So if you do accidentally clump these, you can bring one in from here, bring one in from over here. You know, bring them in as you're running back. And the Terran, if the Terran gets a victory, they try to chase you down. And the reserve High Templar are your insurance against losing a fight and not having time to rebuild your army. It's a great way to punish the Terran when they get lured out of their base. Whereas right now, these High Templar are very chunked up. Now, one of the advantages of Showtime, he's one of the few pro gamers who uses the core. It's a very advanced, optimized hotkey setup, so he uses many different control groups. A lot of players you'll see just manually controlling stuff, but he'll have basically control group for his army, but then separate control group for the Tempests, as well as being on the main army, so he can target fire them. Separate control group for the High Templar, separate control group for the Disruptors. His Oracle usually has its own control group. Like, he's one of these guys who's comfortable using like 6 different army groups in the late game. So if you ever watch Hero kind of F2 or fat finger his army and everything just runs around in a blob, very rare for that to happen to Showtime. If you see that happening to Showtime, it really means he is panicking and freaking out. Oh, look at that! Look at that! Nice counter for Clem. Showtime says, well, you can't be doing that and defending with your whole army at the same time, so let's push forward. EMP, Viking, Lib doing well. Tempest getting some good shots off. Where's the High Templar? They're a little bit further back. Tempest trying to fall back. Zoning Storms come down. But he's already lost a few Tempests. And he needs those Storms to zone. Meanwhile, on the natural side, Clem counterattacking very hard. It looks like Clem here playing a pretty damn nice style. Yes, he loses some fights on the front here or there, but he's killing Tempests, he's killing bases. You can see he's 10,000 resources ahead in the units lost. I mean, CLEM is just looking so very powerful. You don't really want to stay here this long normally, though. He's definitely overstayed his welcome. Yeah, he's going to lose one full medevac worth of bio, and actually, this is a crazy drop. What is he doing? I guess he's worried about the Tempests, but yeah, you gotta fly to the corner, man. Otherwise, the Stalkers will intercept. Last few units do get toasted. Still 9,000 resources in favor of CLEM as he finds the Warp Prism in the bottom right side. It's still the same 1 hit point Warp Prism. Shout out to this Warp Prism, guys. Damn. Well, I'm pretty sure there's a cat driving that. Used up 5 of its 9 lives, though. Got to be careful. Here we go. Building damage is upgraded now. These Tempests very good at sniping command centers, remember. Wow, the Orbital's going to go down on the right side. The Planetary trying to get repaired. The Bio Viking just so far away. He's had so much time to work. Zoning Storm lands, but an EMP lands to counter it, which means those High Templar, they've only got 1 Storm left. Can he land it? Nice Storm on the libs. The Tempest falling back, chasing into this. Oh, Clem's chucking a Beyond right now. Beyond known for getting angry and chasing into these sort of setups. Clem needs to holster it right now. He needs to just kind of pack up his eagerness, calm down. You've been winning the trades. Yes, Showtime's closing the gap a little bit. You've still got bank to work with. You just need to chill and slow it down. He's got 9 orbitals behind this. Viking's looking for a pickoff. Gets himself an Oracle by the looks of it. I see green dust land everywhere. I think that's the Oracle magic juice. Viking Lib coming forward. Storms once again landing. These Vikings need to pull back and repair. Clem keeps trying to push forward. He's looking for the EMP. He's looking for the EMP. He's looking for the EMP of the snipes. Does he land it? Nice EMP. Lands on 2 or 3 High Templar and the entire army. Beautiful EMP there from that assassin. Now, there's no Oracle and no Observers right now, which is a huge mistake. Those Robos are idling. The Stargates are idling. Showtime. Detection, my friend. Oracle's the most important, but you should usually have a few Observers as well. I do like that he built these cannons here, but like I said earlier, guys, I do think if he built cannon battery out here, it would have been checkmate, because he could deny both bases from this position and just deny a lot of control of the map, and that would also kind of be close enough to protect his gold base at the same time. And then from there, pulling back to defend this base means you might lose the base, but you're going to trap any army that Clem commits to that base. Whereas now you can see he's kind of getting pulled left and right, and Clem really abusing the positioning. Nicely done by Clem. He stays a bit longer than I would have liked to see. Does lose a ghost. Viking finally goes down. Was that the one? Was that the 1 hit point Prism? Might have been. Did see the Warp Prism die. That's why you don't swap the cat out of the pilot seat, guys. But the Nexus is going to fall. Viking Ghost running forward. Just got to be careful about those storms. Storms do so much damage, guys. Sorry, guys, just taking a breather for a second as I take in the state of this game. Showtime's gas count's still not great. His income... He's got great gas income right now. Look at the way he's spreading his High Templar out. They're kind of like semi... He doesn't really use them... Okay, there we go. Yeah, he's got plenty of reserve Templar now. He should have one on his off lane over here as well. Oh, he gets a drop. Very nice. Oh, wow, he shuts that drop down. Clem overcommits there. Loses a lot of bio. That's a real problem for him. This Liberator could get blinked on as well. Clem. Scare him by poking forward in the top left side of the map. Yeah, you can see keeping these High Templar in reserve, spread out, really nice. Uh-oh, those ghosts sneaking by. Ghosts sneaking by, they're looking for snipes. He snipes 2 High Templar. Can he get another one? No, feedback does land, but the Vikings jump on the Tempests. Wow, we got ourselves a late game brawl right now. Showtime trying to use those zoning High Templar. High Templar from the right. The reserve High Templar come in. There's a ghost right there. They ghost lands a killer EMP. And Clem really pushing for the victory right now. There's still a lot of warpins though. Remember, 18 gate Zealot Stalker warpins in the middle of the fight. So even though it looked like Clem was winning, he's now getting jumped on at the same time. Planetary in the bottom right. He's going to get jumped on. No repair going down there. Clem is way too busy microing this main fight right now. Even Clem has limits on his actions per minute. And that bottom right side base goes down to the Dark Templar Stalker Zealot. An Archon and a Disruptor for good measure. Wow, what a defense. Showtime is now down only 6,000 in the resources lost. Remember, he was down 10,000. 13,000, 23,000. 5 minutes ago. The last series of engagements, the last 5 minutes of this game has been more Showtime favored than Clem favored. And it's really made up for that early deficit that he had in the trading. Liberator's going to go down there as well. These orbitals are exposed. Clem, he was on 9 orbitals. He's still trying to build more command centers because I think he wants planetaries. Tempest in the top left are going to try and deal with this. Vikings come forward. They get rid of one Tempest. They got to be careful about chasing, though. Disrupted there. Looks like it just threw a shot as it disengaged. Ghost Bio going to try and chase after it. Clem trying to deal with both sides at once. He needs scans to make sure he doesn't walk into Dark Templar, Disruptor shots, or Surprise Storms. Gets himself a Stalker almost, but he does have to pull back on that side. Bottom right base going to get denied again. Both sides are getting low on money. Clem is only on 37 workers, but that's actually good for him because he's got 9 orbitals. I thought he was kind of screwed after losing all those workers, but as long as he maintains these bases, keeps denying the corners, Showtime's the one in trouble. Showtime is mining out the top left, but as long as Clem gets the bottom right, eventually he'll mine as many resources, and that High Templar barely getting out of snipe range before it was able to finish. Whoo! Twitch chat's come out with a genius one. Clearly Mass Phoenix is the answer for Showtime. I love it, Sassy. Why doesn't he just make Phoenix? They can pick up ground units and shoot the air units. Dude, I would actually unironically love to see that just for the meme. 35 Phoenix with 3-3 fly in, get EMP'd and just one shot by the army. You're like, oh no! Bio on the right side, doing a good kitey kite. The DT's blink forward. He's gonna have to throw that disruptor shot as he disengages. But Clem focuses it down. Good decisiveness, gets the Dark Templar as well, and Clem can kite. He can kite all day, man. I mean, there's the story of Pinocchio. He was a little wooden puppet that wanted to be a real boy. Clem basically is just a kite that somehow got turned into a Frenchman. And no one even really understands how. Ghosts cloaking and running forward. They snipe an Observer. There's another Observer coming in. Observers do have speed. Nice feedbacks on the Ghost for Showtime. And he misses an EMP there. Storm does land on the army. Clem's going to try and shove it. He's like, hey, your High Templar are too far back. Let's siege. Let's force the engagement. But there's a lot of reserve storms. And there's still 2 storms in the back. 3 or 4 even, in fact. So many storms landing on these Vikings. Showtime, he's getting pushed into a corner, but he's landing massive storms. Clem tries to force it. And at the same time, he loses the bottom right. Oh my lord, he thought your army's out of position. This is only part of your army. I could deal with this. But the supply efficiency of the High Templar. This is the exact reason we build High Templar. Because if you commit 30-40 army supply to the bottom right, he's just going to push through and kill you. You need something that is insanely supply efficient to deal with that. And that is the High Templar. The 2 supply High Templar is what makes late game work. There is a reason I have ranted about Psystorm for the last 3 years of StarCraft 2. And there's also a reason why even guys like Showtime who disagreed with me many times about Storm being important for late game. Even he has started doing it. He took a lot longer to do it than I thought he would, but even he's using it excellently because he was one of the OG Storm gods. And I think he's just realized, look, yeah, it's not great to rush Storm, but at a certain point, if the game starts stalemating, Storm's always going to be that cherry on top of the cake. Now, there are not many Tempests anymore, only one. It's just a big, scary ground army, but Showtime's like, hey, dude, I got a bigger army than you. I can man mode this. I can push through. Zealots need to pull back, though. Got to try and protect that. There's no EMP anymore. Oh, there's no EMP anymore. Even though he's got a big army supply, does Clem. His ghosts are all over here. He's got no ghosts at home. He's going to kill another Nexus of Showtime, but Showtime's top left has been mining this entire time. He's going to try and defend Planetary as Clem. Planetary Fortress not repairing. Stormland zoning out so much bio. Planetary is burning on the right side. The Archon Colossus should be able to take care of it. The Planetary goes down, and it feels like Clem is in a very hard spot. He pulls back. He's going to try and kind of retreat to this base. He's down to 4 orbitals. He was on 9 earlier in this game. He is down to 4 orbitals. He lost multiple building command centers down here as well. Look at this, guys. 3 command centers, 4 planetaries, and 6 orbitals have gone down. Showtime is a slayer of the command centers of Clem. And he's showing just excellent understanding of late game here in map 1. I think Showtime's one of these guys where I was like, you know, he's so good defensively. I know he's good in late game, but Clem is just so clutch. I thought he would just force Showtime to make a few too many mistakes in the late game, and you'd be like, I'd be like, oh, he's in a good spot, but then Clem out-microed him. Clem has run into multiple times. He's felt like the Beyond player. It's Showtime who's slowly applied pressure, and it's Clem who's made mistakes. It's Clem who's tried to force it, and he's running into Storm on the bottom, but he's also getting chased by Archon Colossus in the north. Which way does he go? There's High Templar with Storms coming in from both sides. Massive EMPs do land on that northern army, but there's so many more High Templar behind it. There's still an army in the south as well. Showtime backs away. He realizes, okay, let's not attack into a bad spot, but oh my gosh, look at that High Templar. The Ghost comes in. Oh, he couldn't quite get the High Templar. Oh, his gun does reach that one. He manages to snipe one. Good micro there with it from Clem. Clem's on 95 army supply against 109. It is 3-3-2 on the ground, plus 3 air weapons for the single Tempest that is still in the army for Showtime with 9 kills. The Libs are damaged, the Vikings are wounded, the medevacs are low on juice, and the income is non-existent. Right now, we've still got decent income coming in for Showtime. 1 base mining on minerals, 2-3 bases on gas, but the Vikings getting picked off by the Stalkers. Great move there for Showtime as he disengages. He's not trying to force it. He's trying to bait Clem into clumping up and chasing him. And every time you chase him, every time you try to force the issue, Showtime is there to punish. Here we go. Oh, my lord, big storm. Oh, permanent bath time, guys. Oh, no, Clem's Vikings. He goes for the Tempest. He can't quite take it. He eats a massive... He's lost his cool. Showtime is basically not giving him the openings. Clem is used to Protoss players trying to do this, not controlling their army correctly, and he doesn't even get a GG. Clem begrudgingly is just like, well played, man. Like, you actually outplayed me really well. I think that's honest. I think there's frustration in it, but I think he's really honest when he's just like, damn, well played, dude. Great game one. All right, guys, Clem dropping that map. Does he still go 1 racks, expand, or does he go aggressive? Already going gas first. So he's not going to play as straight up as the last game. Showtime, the bottom left side of the map. It's interesting that, like, against Showtime, a guy who's obviously going to open sentry probably every single game, Clem not as adamant about just opening barracks double gas, right? Because he knows he's going to be scouted. Now, oh, what is this? Engineering bay block, hey? Okay. Engineering bay block. Part of the reason you do this with the gas first is, I guess you are planning to potentially go factory before command center, and the eBay block can try to reinforce that. Probe comes down, and the SCV, you can see why he comes in from this angle, lets the probe scout leave. And he comes in, and just as that probe is about to build a cyber core and then go down to build the Nexus, it's going to come down, see the engineering bay, and the engineering bay will already be half built. So Showtime's going to have to take his third. Oh, this feels bad, man. Doesn't even have a Zealot started. Most players would start a Zealot just in case. He sees it, and he goes, okay, guess I'm taking a third base. And Clem's like, no, I'm blocking that as well. And Showtime's like, fine, I'll go take the other third base. Oh, so frustrating. But I actually think this third's easier to defend than the other one, personally. Now, the question is Showtime a guy who goes Stargate here? I played 2-gate in this scenario. I played 2-gate into Blink. Like 2-gate before Twilight, if I have to take my third, but I don't like it. I normally scout so I can pull probes straight away when he starts building the eBay. But nice cancel there for Clem. Clem, he did see the Nexus. He's got the factory, the reactor. He's going to go for that command center on the low ground. Gets a 3/4 refund on the engineering bay cost. It's not like his command center is particularly early, but he's going to have a fast factory, fast reactor, and oh me, oh my. I was talking about playing 2-gate. I meant defensively. This could be a 3-gate aggression from Showtime. Already sending an adept forward. He's chronoing a second adept. It could be a proxy Stargate. Could be like a delayed proxy Oracle. It's a gateway. Gateway at the front, now gateway at home. 150 minerals. That's what he needs. Wow. Okay. Reactive 3-gate. That's cool. I like this. This is actually really smart because, like I said, you're going to need to delay the Twilight with like the response I like. But my response is purely defensive. I'm making 2-gate Stalker and I don't even get to do anything with it. Showtime's like, well, if I'm going to make extra units to be safe with my weird exposed base, why not use those to attack my opponent and punish them if he's greedy? He's building reacted Hellions. Oh, God, how do you stop this with reacted Hellions, guys? Hellions are good against Zealots, good against Adepts, terrible versus Stalkers. This is going to be really tough. But maybe he warps in Adepts first. If so, that's good for Clem. If he goes Stalkers first, Clem's screwed. It's going to be tough. Double battery goes down at home. Still worried about those units potentially running into his base. Hellions coming forward. Adepts going to shade forward. Wow. Even he shades aggressively to make sure that the weak Hellions can't retreat. It's actually really cute. Does still lose both of these, though, it looks like, for just one Hellion. And indeed he does. I'd probably go back to repair, but Clem, he's going to try and be aggressive. He's like, dude, we still got enough for lethal. We killed 2 units. How many units can you really have? I think the main base is the prime target. There's a Stalker on the ramp. It's going to do a bit of damage. Remember, if you can kill just one of these Hellions, they don't have lethal anymore. And there we go. Gets rid of it. Clem wisely pulls back, realizing he can't get through that shield battery anymore. On the other side of the map, 2 Stalkers come in. They take out a Marine, but there's an early Cyclone. Clem playing safe, dude. Oh, anyone else would not have had a Cyclone ready just yet. But Clem's like, no. I am on point, dude. But hold on, that's not enough. That's not enough. 4 more Stalkers. coming in right now. They're going to one-shot Marines. They could two-shot that Cyclone as well. Cyclone. Oh, God, don't get blocked. Cyclone, it can outrange them. But, of course, 4v1. Easy micro for Showtime there. At the same time, Hellions diving in the main, not able to kill anything. Because remember, there is a shield battery. Distracts Showtime, doesn't achieve much else. Twilight Council starting at only 4.5 minutes. Is it late? Yeah, but it's late because he's doing things. He's doing very important, very deadly things to CLEM right now. Adept's going to try and shade into that main base. Cyclones and Marines coming forward. The Stalker's getting locked onto. Adept shading forward. Cyclone taking big damage. The Stalkers are going to be doing damage. One goes down. The Adept's about to fall as well. Focusing the SCVs might be the play here. The Hellion comes in from behind. He's like, quickly changes lines. Sprints across the battle line. Gets back to his side. But there is more Stalkers coming in. Showtime showing a rare moment where he doesn't have any restraint. Normally, Showtime's the guy who plays way too defensive. In this case, he's saying, YOLO Jenkins! Screw you, pig! How dare you put me in a strategic box and say I never play aggressive? I played really aggressive. And look, it didn't work. That's why I'm going to go back to turtling. Playing really defensive. I told you attacking is stupid. I'm a European. It's not in our blood. Europeans, they're lovers, not fighters, man. Does feel like he was doing pretty well, but tail end of that fight, he lost, what, 6 Stalkers? 5 Stalkers, quite a few. Third Nexus will go up behind this, and he does have a third gas building. 42 probes. I mean, 2 mineral lines full. Yeah, a YOLO Jenkins, guys. You know, not Jenkins, Jenkins. Did I say Jenkins? I mean, when I talk fast, sometimes I just mispronounce things because my mouth words don't come out of my brain so good. You guys know what I'm talking about. Me speaking Glander. You heard Jenkins? Well, Jinkin my Lincoln. My name is Dinkin, and I'm a pig in Lincoln. Yeah, I'll stop. I was doing like the arm thing there. You know, like you do the arm from. Yeah. Anyways, I'll stop. Forge is on the way. Blink as well. Clem's kind of forced to just slowly make his way to Stim and Shields. This barracks will put itself on the tech lab as the factory swaps over. Showtime should have a free pass to Colossus, I think. I don't really see him opening like Storm Drop or anything from here. I mean, I think it's a bit too late. I think Robo Bay is probably the logical next step. 4th gas Robo Bay, probably the standard thing. And we've all watched, at this point, you got an Observer, you make a Sentry, you go to 8 Gate Zealot, and then you go Robo Bay, because that's contained with 7. So 1 more Gateway, and then you'll go Robo Bay 4th gas, and warp in a Sentry and fill it with energy. There's the Sentry. Extra Pylon goes down. Wow, lots of Pylons. Does energy recharge and immediately hallucinates. Stalker's trying to slow this push down. Showtime doesn't go for Robo Bay. And because he sees a move out, he might think, you know what? Let's just double down. Go Immortals, go Mass Zealot, and try to win with this army. It's not a bad play, but keep in mind, he's going to lose another gateway on the front there. Hallucination Scouts, no 3rd command center in the main. He's going to see it's very late. It's just started on the natural. So he will be going up to a pretty good gate count. How many is this? Because I think he built 1 more. It's 8 gateways, even after losing this one. 4th gas goes down. Still no Robo Bay or Templar Archives. If Clem overcommits to a push, massing Zealots right now is really good for Showtime. But the Colossus is really delayed, so it's all about Showtime getting the correct angle, using his sentries correctly. If he can like Guardian Shield and Force Field really well, get Zealots on the tanks, it could be nice. Stalker's not finding too much though. Stalker's damaging the Cyclones. Not really doing a lot. Feels like Clem's getting across this map way too easy, and oh, charge isn't quite done. There we go, kicks in. Cyclone does fall. Zealot's already wounded. He's got to go. Showtime's got to fight. Beautiful force field. Forcing a hot pickup. The force fields work against the Zealots, but they've already forced a pickup, and if your opponent's units are in medevacs, they aren't fighting. 1 more Zealot warp in, and your Sentry Immortal Stalker should be safe. Great first fight for Showtime as he cleans up all of the tanks, which is the big long-range kind of siege focus fire, or siege firepower, I should say, of the Terran army. If you get those tanks in a nice position, forces Protoss to fight into, gets himself another Cyclone pick off. +2 and Colossus are on the way. Clem's not going to be happy when he sees that first Colossus on the field, but it's still 30 seconds out. He's got a window. It's a lot of Protoss though, man. Widowmine only really lands a bit of splash damage on one of the neighboring Zealots, as the first one already died to the Marine Marauder. 3rd orbital is on location for Clem. He's close to even on workers. If he can keep Showtime off a 4th base, that's often one of his big goals in this matchup. Third command center's there. Stalkers come forward. Widowmine does go down. Showtime, what's his units lost? He's down 400 in the units lost. He gets this fourth base up. I don't think he cares about that. That's a misclick. CLEM did not mean to load up there. I'll scan and take out the observer. He's going to start breaking the rocks. CLEM's trying to do what I refer to as the Oogie Boogie right now. It's where you try to rear up on your hind legs, look a bit scary. And it's basically prey acting like the predator. I do not think he can beat Showtime's army unless Showtime chases into him and he gets to kite it all down. He does have a few Vikings. There's only one Colossus. And the supply looks good for CLEM. Maybe I'm underestimating him, or maybe I'm overestimating the power of Sentry Colossus. It's all about the Vikings. Ooh, blinks forward. Stalker for a Viking is always a good trade. Great force field. Gets another Viking. Showtime, decisive Viker. Almost gets another one there. The Observers go for high ground vision. I think CLEM was trying to use the high ground since the Colossus was a bit far back to kind of break the Stalker attacks. But he had the vision there. Stalkers take out yet another Widowmine. Showtime's done a really good job of cleaning this up. Fourth command center goes down behind Armory is on the way. I think we've got 2 engineering bays. Yep, second one is behind the natural. CLEM's looking ready to go towards the macro game. And, oh, blinking forward, dangerous against Terran. Did it to get the Widowmine, but CLEM punishes him, gets a Stalker. Loses a Marine, but gets a few more Zealots as well. The way CLEM dances on the front like this, it looks so risky. But look at how good the Marine Marauder is, picking off those Zealots. Wow, 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 wow. 800 resources lost in favor of CLEM. Showtime, he's got a 4th base up. Still, he's on 4 gases. His 3rd Colossus is about to hit the field. We should see a Warp Prism after that. He's already queued it up. +3 attack comes in. Where is that +1 armor? I'd like to see Showtime start that armor. I think he's forgotten about it with how much micro's been going on. There we go. There we go. And with the Warp Prism coming out, that's when Showtime could potentially get aggressive. He's only on 8 gateways, but 8 gateways, 70 probes, extended thermal lance, double forge. I mean, we know this point of the game. We've seen it in his other games. Showtime gets a 5th Nexus, and then he just builds gateways, maybe makes a Dark Shrine, maybe makes a 2nd Robo eventually, but for a long time, he'll be adding gateways and just massing units and looking for the correct engagement. It's a good Viking count. Keep in mind, 2 Vikings have died, no Colossus have. That 3rd Colossus, where is it? Just on the right. Armies joining forces. CLEM deep on the Protoss side of the map. He's got to be careful. Guardian shields get popped. Stalkers blink forward. Medevacs get blasted, as do one of the Vikings. Another Medevac going down would be a disaster right now for CLEM. Force field trapping some of his army. Stalkers grab another Viking as well before Showtime blinks back. Only 300 resources lost between them. Showtime closing that gap in the units lost tab. Things are getting heckers right now, ladies and gentlemen. You might be wondering, what does heckers mean? Heckers is Australian for hectic. It means it's intense. It means the heart is thumping. It means Showtime is showing what he needs for his playstyle to be successful in StarCraft. He needs to be able to win the early-late game. Maybe not the end game, but the early-late game, because he's such a defensive player. It's often not until the late-mid game where he really gets any map control. It's often the early-late game where he has opportunities to maybe finish the game. End game, he doesn't need to be able to beat CLEM, but he needs to be able to get advantages at this stage of the game. Oh, I think you're talking about the different... Okay, I got it. Took me a while there. Nexus on the left side. Colossus cleaning up the Widowmine. I didn't think we need to censor that one, by the way, Twitch chat. I think it was clearly just a silly joke, right? Took me a while to get it, though. Appreciate it, though. There has been a few moments where I made dumb political jokes earlier and people tried to run with it. Careful, careful, careful! CLEM, get out of here! Oh, Vikings doing well, though. Look at that Viking movement. Gets rid of a Colossus. No, not quite. The Guardian Shield helping out a lot. And those Stalkers doing a good job. Blinks forward, keeping those Vikings at bay. But the Prism does go down. Multiple Vikings do fall. They get a Colossus on the way out. Units lost tab is now in favor of Showtime. Dude, Showtime's taking over this game. CLEM, he feels like he's stuck on the defense. The Stalkers are picking off his Vikings. The Bio Army not able to contest because of the Colossus shots. Showtime's winning these parts of the game. That's really big. +2 armor, +1 plasma shields is on the way. 3-3 for Terran has started. 4 bases against 5 bases with a 6th almost finished for Showtime. Showtime's still just hanging at 73 probes. He doesn't want to go too high. He's got 3 more gateways coming up. We'll take him to 13 gateways. Stalkers click on a ghost. They don't manage to get the kill. Oh, that disruptor's a bit exposed, isn't it? Oh my holy moly! CLEM, without any warning, does the Tide Pod challenge. Picks up his opponent's disruptor, puts it in his mouth. Oh my gosh, I did not expect that. Clem showing just how much of a zoomer he is there with that viral TikTok disruptor challenge. My lord. Puts it right in the center of his boys just to see what will happen. Zealot Stalker, a model sentry, still dancing on the front. Showtime should have had to back away from this army. He breaks the rocks, does Clem. Desperately needing a moment to heal up his units. That disruptor was on 18 kills, guys. Clem can't be affording shots like that. Got the bottom right side coming in as well. Oh, I don't know why the Tide Pod challenge always hops in my head when I see people take a bad disruptor shot, but it's the same sort of thing, you know? You're just like, well, you see the army sitting there on the disruptor shot, you're like, this isn't going to end well, you know? I don't think it was intentional for Clem. Oh, disruptors getting on the landed Vikings. Oh, Clem dives forward, though. Does take out some of the disruptors. A lot of dead Terran on the ground as the Zealot drop goes into the main base. These red hit point war prisms have been Showtime's dream in this game, and they have been Clem's nightmare. You know what they say, guys? One person's wet dream is another one's nightmare, and it's never truer than in a StarCraft game. That red hit point prism even goes to the corner to potentially survive and live another day. Live to fight another day. There's only one Viking on the map. I think it's on the front. I think it's ready to deal with any new Colossus, and there are 2 new Colossus. Even recalls to save the Zealots. And look at that. The army does take big losses for Clem. He's still down 700. Showtime has a base number 7 up in the bottom right. He's on 13 gateways still. He continues to find good engagements. As long as he keeps fighting like this, it's just one moment. If he denies the 5th base, it's game over. 7 bases versus 4, unplayable. Especially with the negative trading Clem's had. Like, over time, this is already untenable. The expansion rate, as long as Showtime keeps mining like this and trading like this, he will win this game eventually. But if he kills a base, it's going to be lights out very quickly. Colossus on the front, getting a few good shots. I love the way they stood their ground, not being intimidated by just Marauders and Ghosts. He knows Clem would have to be a crazy person to run into range of the Stalkers and Zealots jumping on top to punish the Colossus. Clem hanging on disruptors. Balls! Wayward balls on the left side. They get taken out. One does. The other one doesn't quite get taken out as Clem does have to start a step away. No Vikings to deal with the Colossus. And another disruptor shot does force Clem to disengage, but he's quick to continue chasing. Keep in mind, he's chasing that disruptor down. His army's heavily wounded, though. No Caduceus, guys. He's out of medevac juice right now. Oh, God, he's out of juice. Clem's medevacs are out of juice. He has to stim again. His army deep in the orange and yellow. Yes, he's kiting very well. Yes, the Zealots are getting hammered. They're getting gunned down. But he doesn't have a massive advantage. Look at the income. Look at the money. 3 red dots on the mineral income, but dipping between 2 and 3. And any damage to Clem's army is so good for Showtime because Showtime can reproduce right now. He's playing Rabbit Protoss. Some say Rabbit Protoss. I say Rabbit Protoss. Why? Because not only does he bite like a friggin' frenzied rabbit from Monty Python and the Holy Grail, but also because he's rabid as all hell and he is getting all over him and he's breeding like a rabbit at the same time. That one too, I guess. Stalker, Zealot, Immortal. He does lose a lot of his army for that snipe. This is a big cost. Can Showtime reproduce in time? He has to go full rabbit style. 2 more command centers Colossus are building. He's trying to go Dark Shrine Stargate. But like I said, Clem cannot afford to lose that 5th base. He floats his main out. It's an emergency situation. Clem has one big army, but he's out of medevac juice, which means he often needs to take little breaks from attacking in order to heal his army. He splits a big drop. He goes for the quad drop on the left side. If he can take out these 2 bases, that could be big. He's got map control for the first time in a while. Showtime's got to realize something's up. This army is clearly too small, but Showtime has not realized, and that is a disaster. Nexus on the left side gets sniped. Showtime has to make a decision right now. Does he split his army, and how does he split his army? Losing a lot of probes in the Nexus. Showtime, though, taking a new Nexus in the top left side. 12 probes go down. Can he get back to defend this one? He's going to have to recall to that left side. Clem sees the recall. It's just Zealot Stalker. Clem can beat that army right now, but he doesn't know what's behind it, and there are indeed a few more Zealots coming. The Bio going to stutter step. Remember, Ghost's not as good at stutter stepping as the stimmed Marines and Marauders. They do tend to get left behind a little bit as the Zealots jump on top. Bottom right side, pushing in at the same time. Clem says the best defense is a good offense. YOLO Jenkins! He gets in there. The Colossus barely finally goes down to that last Viking shot, but it took a while. The Stalker's getting hammered though. Showtime, oh no, he's taking some nasty trades. His disruptor gets clicked on. 2 more Colossus arrive. Will it save the day? Zealot Warpin's desperately trying to get there. The Colossus starting to get some good trades. Oh, Clem runs in and clicks with his important thing. He gets 1 Colossus, the other Colossus surviving on 7 hit points, and that is a tragedy for Clem because he sacrificed a lot of bio to do that. At the same time, Showtime's giant counterattack comes in. The rally of Clem will eventually deal with it. He's going to chase down those zealots. At the same time, though, his army on the right side did already get hunted down. He flies over the stalkers. He does lose the empty medevacs, thankfully, and the one that only had a single unit in it. He's going to try and chase back down. 55 workers against 63. Showtime, his bank has been spent, and that is a huge problem, but he's got 3 Colossus. Where are they? They're wandering, or should I say waddling, over to the far right side of the map. Clem, I can't believe he's brought this back. He's been on the ropes for so long, but he has just rope-a-doped Showtime a little bit. Showtime's exhausted himself. He's lost an important nexus on the left side. Yes, he's kept the bottom right side base up. He's still got way more bases available, but those top left bases are not mining yet. And Showtime's only up 5 workers, which means with the power of mules, Clem might still have it. But wait, you know what? Dark Templar's a checkmate. Dark Shrine finished. Showtime forgot about it. This is a tragedy. Because there is, I was going to say, no turrets at his base. He doesn't have a turret there. No turret there. He's got a turret in his natural and in his 5th. But no turrets anywhere else, which means it's really hard to deal with Dark Templar. He's only got 3 orbitals. He has no extra scans. I do think Dark Templar harass would ruin his day right now. Stalker Zealot poking forward. Command Center SCV goes down. Nice pullback here, avoiding the worst of the initial EMPs. And Clem cannot chase into that force field's looking slick. 3 Colossus Zealot Stalker having a party. Showtime just transferred workers to the top left. He's building a few new probes. He's making an extra plasma shields plus 3 upgrade because that's what you need right now. Plasma shields plus 3. I can't say it really should be a priority. Just goes to show Showtime always has that long-term outlook and mindset where other players are saying all that matters right here, right now is me getting an army big enough to beat his. Now, I do think if Clem stops panic stimming, splits his army in half, and Sangers this, 2 sides with Marauders, he could ruin it. But that right now is 5 Colossus plus 3 attack. And these damaged Marines and Marauders are in trouble. He just split 4 dropships away. He's got to get back, but there's no planetary to hide behind. He's got so few Vikings. The Guardian Shield is big. Zealot split into that base. Clem still continuing with the drop across the map. He's got to pull away, but his bio is so wounded. He's dying of drug addiction. He doesn't have enough health care. The Marines and Marauders, it's not even the Zealots and Stalkers and Colossus killing them. It's their own stims, mate. It is their own stims. It is a broken system that does not take care of the soldiers in the Caprulu system. Clem, I always thought he was a Rainer fan. I thought he was always about the freedom and power to the people and all this sort of stuff. It turns out he is an unabashed Mengsk fan when it comes to his strategy. The man gives drugs to his soldiers and throws them into the meat grinder. They are disposable. The man should have been born in Kerrigan's shoes. He should have been controlling the Zerg. He'd be throwing them away the way they're meant to be. You know, disposable biomatter. It doesn't matter. Throw the essence into the meat grinder. Abathur will make something new. That is essentially Clem's attitude towards this bio. He's never had enough medevac juice. And there is an upgrade. It's from the fusion core, which he never got a chance to build this game. It's called Caduceus Reactor. It doubles the medevac energy regen rate. But Clem has just not prioritized investing in that. And he's one of the players who very rarely does prioritize. It's only when he's at like 7+ command centers when he even thinks about it. Whereas guys like Gumiho will often rush for that upgrade much faster. And it's only in these sort of situations when you're on the ropes for so long, constantly stimming, constantly healing, you get to see that lack of healthcare really come in. The bio army, it's still, I mean, they're still frail. If they stim, they're going to go down to 67 hit points. These Marauders, 65, 67. That's barely above Half-Life. Barely. Half-Life, not only one of the greatest video games ever made, guys, that will never get another sequel. It is also the amount of life some of these Marauders will be at if they take another stim pack. Remember, every time you take a stim pack, guys, you half your total cell division lifespan. That's how it works. That's how drugs work. It's bad. Don't do drugs, okay? Zealot, Stalker, Colossus moving to the top left side of the map. Stalker's on the tower. He blinks forward. Great decisive play for Showtime. Gets a medevac. Almost gets another one. You can see if the Terran can't stand and fight because he doesn't have the numbers, it gets really rough. And the Colossus are here. And with their lasers, they say, hello, Mr. Terran. Do you want to play? Clem absolutely does not want to play, and yet he runs forward anyways, picking off Zealots. Turns and kills his own Marine there. Apparently that Marine said something. He's like, sir, I think we're losing. We should get out of here. Clem turns and just shoots him in the face. I told you. He's down with mech style. He's like, mate, I gave you a rifle and 2 bullets shared between 3 soldiers. Go kill some dirty Protoss. And Colossus did go down. Stalker's blinking back. Showtime. Not one to finish it quickly. He's one to set up a wall of Protoss. Intimidate his opponent. They're beating their shields out here. Beating their warp blades. Well, I don't think you can beat a warp blade against something. But maybe they wave it around. Like people with like a lighter at a concert or something like that. Marine Marauder Ghost is here, and Clem is split to the right side. Clem's only on 5 bases. Showtime's on 8. Showtime's 8 base setup very hard to deal with right now. He's still got money coming in. Clem does not, and Clem has the pressure on him. He needs to find damage. Some good EMPs land. One Colossus will go down. The Stalker Zealot coming forward. The Zealots a little slow to start charging, but once they do, Clem forced to retreat to the safety of the Planetary Fortress. He tries to stand his ground, tries to gun down some of these units, but he's F2'd the rest of his army over here. He knows he needs to micro this so perfectly that he actually brought the double drop back to his main army. Clem is panicking right now, and he is spamming out his buttons. 450 APM to Showtime's 468. Both of these guys spamming their buttons harder than I could possibly imagine for 25 minutes straight after an half an hour game one. We've got the Stalker Colossus jumping forward, and I don't know if it's a good fight. Showtime, his supply looks good, but I think it's all new Warpins. His Colossus are gone. Then again, where'd the Medevacs go? Only 3 Medevacs, only 3 Vikings. New Colossus Zealot Stalker being rebuilt. Units lost tab. Let's check in there. 3,000 in favor of Clem. Is that enough to make up for the fact that he is drier than Mrs. Crabapple right now, driving that school bus? I mean, he's only got a few minerals on that right side. His medevacs are almost completely out of juice. There's 2 new ones with like 50 energy between them. He is right now in a very desperate position. He's parched. He is thirsty. And it's Showtime with all that income coming in. Clem using up the last little bit of income with those mules. One last mule drop to keep him going before the base mine's out. He's got to defeat this army with what he's got, but he just can't do it. And Showtime has found the right side of the map at the same time. He has sent Zealots into a mineral line. They're clearing the last bit of his economy. He needed to crush this fight, but he just can't. And Showtime able to reproduce. The Rabbit Protoss getting rabid up in here. And Clem respecting Showtime as a player, respecting Protoss as a faction. He uses the famous, the rare, invisible good game. I know you guys can't see it. I can see it. I've got my special pro gamer goggles on right now. Trust me, he definitely said good game. He definitely was not tilted after an hour-long series where he just got tortured to death by Showtime. Showtime puts him on the racks, attaches the car battery to his nipples, and says, "Hello, Mr. Terran player. How's your late game?" Turns out Clem did not like that one bit. GG, well played. Showtime with some fantastic late game.